Hi and welcome back, folks. We're going to do a neat little project now. I just brought this home today. It's a little 125 Honda. Well, I'll be darned if that ain't the cutest little machine. it's it's itty bitty compared to the Commandos, which aren't big looking bikes anyway, but it makes them look awful big next to that little 125. But man, that thing's a pretty little bike. Well, it's time to get into that and find out why it won't start. It's got great compression. It's got 120 psi on it. So it's not that, and it's smoking and trying to start. You can hear it making a little bump every now and then when you're kicking on it, but it won't burst into full song. So I've got a feeling this is an ignition timing issue. So I think I'm going to have a look at that first. Okay, it was pretty easy to diagnose the problem with this. I could smell exhaust burning when I was trying to kick it over, but the engine would not jump to life, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I had a sneaking suspicion that the timing might be 180 degrees out. Anyway, I did a compression check first on it. That came out at 120 psi, and here's proof of that. So knowing it had good compression, I knew that the valves and the valve timing was probably not an issue. So anyway, then I went to work and I found the compression stroke on the engine. And I went over and I checked the points on the bike, and when the points should have been just beginning to open, they were wide open. So then I turned the engine over to the overlap stroke. That's where the exhaust valve is just beginning to close and the intake valve is just beginning to open. And that's when the points were just beginning to come open, right? So anyway, the timing was 360 degrees out. Now, being as the timing is on the camshaft on this bike, that means that the only thing it could be is there's something wrong with the way this is installed. And this probably happened when I was doing the top end a couple of years back there, because this comes out of here very easily, and all you got to do is rotate it in the wrong direction and put it back together, and you're automatically out of time. So that's what the problem is. I'll just show you. That comes right off of there. Two little grooves in it. I'm going to put it back in now, and all you got to do is just wiggle it around to get it back on the pegs. Where are they? Come on, there we go. Back on the pegs for the flyweights. That's full advance when the flyweights are out like that, and that's the idle position where you time these particular machines in on the F mark. That's down here on your crankshaft. So, all I got to do is put the bolt back in there that holds that. Slip these points back in. I'll check the gap again to make sure that hasn't gone out of whack, and then make it so that those points are just beginning to open. Maybe I'll do a quick little tutorial. It's been a while since I did a points tutorial, and these are just a single set of points, so they're quite easy to work at, quite easy to explain. So anyway, before I get started with that, I will put the little bolt back in here, tighten that up, and then we'll put the points plate back on and make sure I'm on the firing stroke, not the overlap stroke, and then we'll set the timing. Okay, I'm hoping the camera will pick that up, but I'm going to get my pointer in here. Right here you can see a T mark. That's your top center, and over here there's a little F mark right here on the rotor. You align the F mark where it's supposed to fire on these bikes. These are set at the idle position, not at full advance. So you align that F mark up with this little groove in the casing. That's there so you can get your timing. Yeah, Okay, if you want to do a dynamic timing with a strobe light after this, there is a full advance mark, which is up here a little further somewhere. I can't see it right now because I'm not bent over. I'm not using a lift at the moment. I think it's right here. Anyway, that's where you would want to see the advance mechanism move the timing when you're at full advance. But wait a minute, maybe I pointed to the wrong thing. I think that's it right there. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I'm not on the lift right now. I'm just doing this on the floor. Anyway, F mark goes with the little notch in the case. That's where you're supposed to fire. And I double check to make sure that I am on the top of the firing stroke right now. Both the intake and exhaust valves are closed. They're not overlapping. So now what I have to do is I will go back and I'll check the point gap here first. I haven't done that yet, so I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, I don't have enough hands to do this because I'm holding the phone while I'm doing this. Anyways, you can see the F mark is lined up exactly with the timing mark on the case. And when I move the crankshaft very slowly and it comes to the F mark, the spark plug lights. So I know the timing is exactly right. So I'm going to tighten up the screws. By the way, if you don't have a set of JIS screwdrivers, get yourself one, because they're so much better than using a Phillips. They really are. I'm not joking about that. So this time is all reset. I've got a screwdriver for making adjustments with. Set that on that belly bag of the Norton there. The cock is on. I don't know if I need a choke or not, but I'm going to put the choke on because it's still cold around here. We're actually supposed to get a little bit of snow this morning. What is this, April the 3rd? So anyway, this is what we call sprinter this time of year because it's not really spring and it's not really winter anymore. Anyway, let's get the ignition on. Alright. Let's check, make sure we got power. Yeah, power. So, hold everything. I forgot to put the spark plug back in. It would probably work a lot better with the spark plug. Okay, Mr. Stupid here just put the spark plug back in. I'm sure it'll go a lot better with the plug in, like I said before. Right, ignition's on. Make sure. Yeah, I've already checked that anyway. Let's see what happens. Oh geez, I forgot to put it in neutral, but hey, it started first kick. You gotta like that. That carburetor that's on this bike is brand new. He must have probably ordered it online, I'm assuming. So let's try that again without the back wheel engaged. Maybe give her some choke again. She seems to enjoy that. crack the door open and let that warm up a little bit. I got a little issue with the throttle cable. It seems to be a bit tight, but I should be able to adjust that right on top of the carburetor, because the throttle stop screw is not responding at the moment, so it's got to be the cable. Okay, seems to run pretty decent. I'm happy here. I want to crow a little bit more about those JIS screwdrivers. This is a little kit that I got off of the internet, and you know, they're just the hexagon drive bits, but I'm telling you, they work so much better than Phillips screwdrivers. And Lord knows I've been getting away with Phillips screwdrivers for almost 50 years, but you can actually put the screw on the end of these screwdrivers and it doesn't fall off, so they fit so much better than Phillips. And apparently, I watched a video on this about a week ago. Apparently they'll fit standard Phillips better than Phillips does, so you can get away with Phillips, but JIS is better. Well, I was looking at these Triumph badges, and I mean, I've made similar ones up like this before of aluminum for different bikes, and anyway, I'm thinking I might do something like that for this little Honda. Like, let's just say that it looked like that, only a little bit smaller, and say Honda on it instead. I don't know. Well, I might get a piece of aluminum out. See if I can make up a little custom badge for it. I don't know if Brian would want them or not, but anyhow, I might do them up. Be a fun little shop project if nothing else. Alrighty, I've cut a couple of pieces out of 1/8 inch aluminum, or aluminium if you're across the pond. Anyway, I'm just going to lay them beside each other and file the edges down so I get an identical pair. And then I'll work on making that heavy strip that goes along here. Okay, well, that's about all I'm going to do to them. Those are the 1/8 inch aluminum pieces. And then I'll just lay them beside each other and file the edges down so I get an identical pair. And then I'll work on making that heavy strip that goes along here. Okay, well, that's about all I'm going to do to them. Those are the 1/8 inch aluminum pieces. And then I'll just lay them beside each other and file the edges down so I get an identical pair. And then I'll work on making that heavy strip that goes along here. Okay, well, that's about all I'm going to do to them. Triumph-ish sort of tank emblems that I've done up for the little Honda 125. This area right here is large enough to put the Honda emblem in there. So if he wants to put the Honda emblem in there, he can. And if he doesn't want to use these, well, he doesn't have to use them at all. It's his bike. I just thought I'd do those up for a little shop project for me and a kind of a little gift for him. I've actually stuck one on the side of the gas tank here with a piece of tape. You can sort of see what it's going to look like. You won't know for sure till it gets the Honda badge in there, but anyway, I think they look kind of neat on there, especially with that little black knee grip on the side there. So anyway, I think that's about it for this. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for the little Honda. I really like this little bike. It's a pretty cool little machine, and like I say, I like comparing the size of them. It's almost like a 3/4 scale motorcycle compared to the Commandos and that. But anyway, it's ready to go home, ready for Brian to get it registered and try putting it on the road and see how that works out. So thanks very much for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe. That would really help the channel. Leave some comments if you want to. That'd be great too. So be good to each other. Take care on the road there, and we'll see you next time.